This is an emergency. Interruption. From the Hot Toys Wizard. An interruption. We are under an investigation. Myself and my friend, Captain Rex. In the 501st, we are going to uncover the mysteries of Hot Toys. Look at this. It's from an old Bantha. These are Bantha ruins. And look, a Hot Toys box. That is the first clue. Let's keep moving around. Look here, another sign of Hot Toys. Anakin. What does this mean? I think we have more. Look, it's possibly a droid, Captain Rex. Let's go. Where is this droid? What droid is this? Is it possible that this is a new mold, that we're working on a new droid? What do you think, Rex? Agreed. I don't know. Listen, we don't always buy coffee out, but when we do, we buy it from Six Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
He dances better than Rihanna.
Yeah, damn. Too soon, bro.
Too soon, baby. An oldie but a goodie. But you have to wonder, man. What a better way to kick off Six Scale Raw than either with the Hot Toys Wizard or TK FOMO. But Rihanna would have been nice. I actually dug that halftime show yesterday. That was pretty cool. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad, especially for being pregnant, dude. Like,
I know, right?
That's like I couldn't imagine being pregnant at all, and then let alone doing a Super Bowl halftime show where you're like 200 feet in the air. Like, no way.
Right. That was crazy. That was a crazy set. It just was amazing. It looked great.
Well, it was a crazy set, and I had no idea she was like pregnant. I'm like, oh, and then my daughter was telling me, she's like, no, like she's pregnant. I'm like, oh my goodness, and I'm like, wow, and she's doing all this. How about that freaking game though? I know we were talking about it backstage.
Yeah,
great
dude.
Game.
The game was amazing. Yeah, it was great. It was actually higher scoring than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what you guys thought, but
I thought it was going to be low scoring.
Really?
Because of their I thought that the defenses were going to be. I know that they're gunslingers, but when I saw that opening drive, I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
It's either going to be a blowout. But then when I saw that they both answered, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a barn burner. And sure enough, it was. But thank God it wasn't like one of those Super Bowls where it's over in the first quarter and you're kind of like,
Denver, Seattle is the one that comes to mind.
Oh wow,
What was like 43-8 or something. But I thought it was going to be. I don't know you guys. I thought it was going to be like maybe a 27-24 or something like that. Moderate scoring, but.
Well, I figure Philadelphia is one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the entire NFL. It's them or San Francisco, I guess. But their defensive line had recorded more sacks than any other team in the league. Yesterday they didn't get any, not a single sack. So, it's just incredible performance overall, and it was a great football game.
Yeah,
all right.
Probably one of the best Super Bowls that I've seen in a while.
Think so.
Yeah, it was good.
I think so.
The Chiefs line came to play. They kept Mahomes upright. So, because I know you guys remember the Bucs Super Bowl where he was literally running around the entire game. Like they were in the backfield every single play. So, yeah.
Okay, but when that ankle with Mahomes, I thought for sure he wasn't going to come out after the second half.
Yeah.
Well, you saw him writhing in pain on the sidelines.
I know. I mean, that's a lot of pain.
On his shoulder. I mean, there's just, who comes back from that? I guess he does.
Well, like I was saying, they gave him something, or like Spotchka, like I was saying backstage, or he came out, and I saw him, like we were talking, he was like around, like I was like nothing was bothering him.
Maybe they dropped him in a Bacta tank in the back.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I'm sure that's what happened.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, what was your favorite commercial? I will tell you right now, I loved the Ben Stiller one. Okay, I loved the Steve Martin one was good too. All those Diet Pepsi ones were good, but what did you got? What was your favorite commercials?
I like the John Travolta one where he kind of did the redo or the look back at Grease.
Yeah,
it was freaking. Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic, and I don't know, probably not too many people under 35 years old understood that.
Right.
I don't know too many people that young who have either have seen that movie or want to see that movie. But if you grew up with it like I did, you knew exactly what was going on from the beginning to the end, and I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, how about the Breaking Bad one?
That was my choice.
That was good. That was really good.
The Dorito Breaking Bad one, because I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan, and that commercial was just and bringing Tuco back for it, just amazing, bro. That was awesome. I actually thought it was a weaker year for commercials than usual, but there were some good ones in there. There were some good ones, but it wasn't. I don't know. There wasn't. The Breaking Bad one was the most memorable one to me personally.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Fun times for sure. And then what did you guys think? Did you see the Disney and 100-year anniversary?
Oh, I cried.
Nice.
I cried, but the trailers really
The
got me.
trailers
trailers
delivered. Yeah.
Oh my God! I am so pumped to see the Flash. I can't wait for that.
Dude, and they showed freaking 1989 in you know what I'm talking about there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. How big is that going to be?
It's gonna be amazing.
Dude, it's tough, man, because Ezra Miller really created a situation. Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place. So yeah. So, but the movie looks pretty good. It's tough because I'm having a little bit. Maybe I'm in the minority. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting excited for that film just because it's like the end of it, the DC.
Yeah, it's like where we go from. You're right, because it's like where do we go from?
But it's still going to be an awesome, ending, and I think it's going to set up the new DC. Like Flash is going to screw up the universe somehow. It's going to open the whole new DC universe. So I think it's still going to be a pretty good film. But I guess I'm maybe just waiting to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Looks cool though.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wasn't there a new Indiana Jones trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
That was good. Yeah.
It looks
the de-aging looks great in that, by the way.
It does.
I know.
Yeah.
It does.
Maybe an Indiana Jones Hot Toys.
It's possible, Will.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which means maybe we'll get our Han Solo.
Yeah, right. Finally.
Did I see John Rhys Davies in the trailer? I'm pretty sure I did. In that Indiana Jones one yesterday. I don't know. I'm pretty stoked. When is that film supposed to come out?
May, I think.
Yeah.
Is it coming out like Memorial Day?
Yeah, let me see.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now. Yeah, I'm not even sure, but I think you guys are right. It said June 30th. I'm not sure if that's right.
Yeah, that may be. Yeah.
June 30th.
Yeah, because that makes sense because Flash comes out May. So yeah,
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we got John Wick in March. That's like next month. That's crazy.
I didn't realize that was coming out.
I'm super excited. Yeah, that's gonna be a hype, Jay.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, we got a monster show here for you. 6 Scale Raw tonight. We're going to be counting down Aries' top 10 female locks that are forthcoming, from 10 being likely, but not as likely as number 1. And you have to wonder, what is my number 1 lock? What is number 3? What is number 2? Is there going to be some controversy, Brett, in my list on where I put these in orders? But I think I'm going to blow your mind. We're going to take a look at that upcoming Fennec Shand. We're going to take a look at that Koska Reeves, that Ahsoka DX, what we're expecting with those figures, when they're going to come out, how good are they going to look? Will they get in stock? How many will be in stock, I really think, is the question. But let's go ahead and dive into all of this right now.
All right. But this is the last time.
everybody to Six Scale Raw, and let's do some quick introductions here. And back in the cantina, Will, it's good to have you in here, baby.
Dude, good to be here. It's good to be here, man. I know we've been trying to, coordinate and sync up a time, man. So I appreciate you having me and excited to be back in the cantina. I guess it was at table 66. I'm not sure exactly.
If it's a very dangerous table.
It is a dangerous table, but we have a dangerous panel here. So, I think if anything, we're going to make it work. So, Aries, appreciate you having me, bro. Like I said, one thing I got to do, I got to up my production quality because after watching your introduction videos, bro, you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration, dude, because it really does get you in the mood for the live stream and it gets you sort of feeling good. And you're like, damn, I don't know. It's just really cool, man. Really cool.
Well, thank you so much, Will. And it's great to have you in here. I don't know if you've noticed, but at table 66, the most dangerous table, not only is that where Emperor Palpatine sits, but Pennywise has been sitting there as well. Baby.
That sounds like the best table, the cool table in the lunchroom. So happy to be there, bro. Happy to be there.
Well, good to have you in here. Jay, brother Cousins, the host of Good Morning Grails, Best of the Best. What's up, baby?
How you doing? Thank you so much for having me here tonight with this wonderful panel. Oh, my goodness. Yes, this is going to be amazing. Amazing conversations. And Will is right. That intro gets you going. You got the people in there dancing and everything.
Yep.
I'm popping my head. It gets the blood flowing. So, totally agree.
Well, I really appreciate both of you saying that. Try to have some fun with it. I'm glad that it works. I can't tell you how many different cuts. I should play like the cuts that didn't make it. And people be like, nah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. But no, great to have you in here for sure. Listen, I got to ask you this, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Is the arena suit fet ever going to make it to Good Morning Grails?
Ooh, it's crazy because I sold it, but I do have a big brother that can loan me his, so it could be on Good Morning Grails. You may see that.
That's right, second brother.
Yeah, you may see that sooner than later. So it's definitely possible. Definitely possible.
That's great. And last but certainly not least, right now we've got the Star Wars newsman Brent. Brent, have you heard from Mark Hamill lately?
I haven't tweeted with him lately. I should have tweeted with him with all these Chinese spy balloons going on.
Yeah, I heard about those.
Maybe he deploys some X-wings up there to take him down. Maybe he already did that, but I should probably reconnect and see how life is with him these days. But great being here with you, Aries, as always. Jay, great to see you. Will, great to see everything fully functional on your end. I think the last time you were
Let's not jinx it.
I know. So far, so good. But I'm so looking forward to this conversation tonight and sharing this platform with you three gentlemen.
Well, it's good to have everybody in here. We're going to get to the first topic. We'll real quickly go through some of the people in here. Let me know what table you're at. If you're lucky, maybe I'll flash the table during the show. But we've got the big dog pound in here. I at least got to do this. Woo! Good to have the big dog pound in here. Benjamin, what is going on? Renz, good to have you in here. My friend Frogman. You have to wonder, Frogman, if the Frog Lady is in my top 10 females that are going to be coming out a little bit later. Figman is in the house. What is going on? Louis Labitz, what is up to you? Mama Luigi, what's up? Good to have you in here. Charlie the Unicorn, love that name. Good to have you in here. Talk about leading questions from Mr. Wizard. But look, hold my balls is in the house.
There he is.
Love that. Good to have Hold My Balls in here. Valiant Archer, what is up? Good to have you in here. The Gambino, what is going on? The Thor is in the house. Thor, what is going on with you? Good to have the Thor in here for sure. And moving on up here, the Vader 45. Did I flash that up right? Here it goes. Good to have you in here. And Single Songwriter is in the house as well. Always good to have the Single Songwriter in the house. And there is the comment going up in here. What is up, Jose? And Charles Rubble is in the house as well, too, guys. And, of course, the Beskar Kid is in here as well. AJ, good to have you in here. Eric, talking about Grease is one of the best movies. I know. I still can't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I still can't believe you lost Olivia last year. I think it was last year. It's like crazy.
It was. Yeah.
Oh my God. Good for health. What is up? Whatever that stuff that Mahomes took yesterday was good for his health.
Right.
Hot Toys Hotline is in here. Good to have the Hot Toys Hotline in here as well. Boba Fettuccine, come on. Good to have you in here. Justin Bird, so many. Just keep going on in the comments in there. Shiny, good to have you in here. Shelved Scenes, good to have you as well. What's up to you, Sean? And welcome everybody else. If I missed you, I mean nothing by it. Just an old guy here setting the controls at the heart of the sun. First topic, starting off with Brother Cousins.
All right.
Putting it up on the screen. All right. So look, I'm going to tell you, Brother Cousins and panel and people in the chat, I am so looking forward to this because I'm telling you, I got Boba Fett in the throne. And I just got that in from Ray at Hawkworth Toys. I bought my copy from him. And I just got it like last week. And I did a crazy fracking unboxings. That's what we called it on my membership channel. But I was kind of goofing with you, Jay, on one of your best of the best shows. And I think you were asking like top 5. And I said I didn't even take the Boba Fett and the throne out of the box. And it was, I'm telling you. And I'm looking at it right here. And I don't even have the damn head sculpt on it. It's in the box.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Hot Toy figure right now. It is amazing, that set. And even my wife came down and said, damn, that looks really good. She goes, you're gonna get the Fennec. I said, you bet your ass I'm getting it.
Always good when you get the wife's approval.
Yeah, when you get the wife on board, you're in a good spot.
That's good. But you're right. That is a beautiful set. And it's funny, I got that one. It's funny. I was looking at our good friend Kiko when he got his. He took some amazing photos of it. And I actually sent him a message and I said, Kiko, I was flirting with getting it, but your photos actually sold me on it. I'm buying it. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. And then I actually posted and put it online. I was like, hey, I got it. And he was like, dude, you weren't playing. You were serious. Like, no, it looks that good. And when I opened it, and it just, that set has so much presence till it's just amazing. And I just can't wait with this piece next to it. Oh my God. That's just it's going to be phenomenal. Definitely going to be a phenomenal set.
Well, let me ask you this, Brother Cousins. How important do you, I guess for me, I have to have this piece because I decided to get it with the throne. I think that in and of itself it's such a great companion piece. I think a lot of people are going to buy this figure. Plus, she's obviously the co-star in Book of Boba Fett. But man, I mean, it makes me long for it more. There's something extra about this figure, Jay,
absolutely,
that I want because of the throne.
Absolutely, because it goes with that set. It goes with that set perfectly. But aside from that, this is me now when we talking about here. This is a Disney princess like times 3. So just to have, a figure like her, just to have her in my figure like her in my collection, the representation is just amazing. I've been in love with her since she played Chun-Li in the god awful Street Fighter movie from back in the day. So definitely to have her in my collection, I thought she was a good highlight in the Book of Boba Fett. I really did. I really enjoyed her in the Book of Boba Fett. I know the Book of Boba Fett, the show was it was touch and go there. Yeah, it had its problems, but I really think she was a highlight. And her in the Mandalorian, I really like.
Oh yeah,
love what they did with her love what they did with her character. And just like I said, I've been a fan where, I mean, she's been in everything. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was great in. Oh my, the Cavalry, she was amazing. So just like I said, just to have a Ming-Na Wen figure in my collection, I'm just like on board with it. But with that Boba Fett, oh my God, they just go together. They go together well like peanut butter and jelly. It just looks great. I mean, that piece, like especially if you're a Detolf collector, that piece sits very well in the Detolf. And you just scoot it over a little bit and have her next to it, just sitting on the armrest. Just, man, it's going to be amazing.
That's exactly what I've been kind of measuring and engineering, kind of like, hey, I was moving that over just a little bit, positioning her up in there. No, I'm right with you, Jay. And Will, let's bounce to you.
Yeah.
Before we get to Brent. A lot of people tout about how awesome, and maybe that Tamora Morrison head sculpt on Boba Fett in the throne and the 2-pack, maybe one of the best, arguably one of the best head sculpts ever by Hot Toys. But when I'm looking at this prototype, besides, like as Jay said, these of Ming-Na Wen, Fennec Shand here, portraying Fennec Shand, if it comes out like this, dude, in some of the pictures I've seen, maybe not just peanut butter and jelly, maybe it could be two of the best head sculpts ever in one Detolf, bro. What do you think about that? Do you think it's going to come out good?
Dude, Aries, you were spot on with this one, bro. This is definitely one of the best Hot Toys head sculpts I think that they've put up for pre-order in a while. And lately, I feel like they've been getting better and better and better. And this one came up for pre-order, I think, sometime middle to late last year, I think. Yep. It's funny, it all starts to run together at some point or another. But this is one of the best head sculpts that I've seen from them in quite a while, honestly. And for Fennec Shand, for me, she's probably not going to be a character that I pick up. For a lot of people, though, she's very important. And, look, the figure is amazing. This is one of the ones, honestly, a lot of characters, we put the helmet on and we're like, okay, we don't really care as much about the head sculpt. This one, honestly, I feel like it'd be a shame to put the helmet on her unless you're going to get multiple versions of it, because the head sculpt is so good. I don't want to leave that thing in the box. So, as long as it comes out looking this good, which I think it probably will most likely, if not, maybe expect a 5, max 10% decline. If that's the case, that sculpt's still pretty damn good. If it's anywhere close to this prototype, I think everyone's going to be really, really happy. Aries, I think this figure looks phenomenal, bro. Even the scars, like on the slight, near the eye and stuff like that. Like, this is a really, really nice looking figure. The sculpted hair looks really great on it. The outfit is beautifully tailored. And you're right, if you have the Boba Fett and you have the throne, this could be a pretty cool diorama set piece you got going on. So I feel like, Hot Toys is, been doing a really good job lately. And I know people have always thrown out the idea about Hot Toys being really good with head sculpts of old white men. They've actually done pretty good with Asian characters of late, because you have Wenwu and Shang-Chi. We don't have the finals yet, but the prototypes are incredible, especially the Wenwu updated one. And you have Gilgamesh too. Gilgamesh is amazing. That thing looks like a person. Like, that thing, Gilgamesh is incredible. Yeah. So I mean, and then you have, with her, with Ming-Na Wen here, like, it's beautiful. So Hot Toys is really, really, really doing an amazing job here. So look, this figure is not going to be for me, Aries, but at the end of the day, I can recognize greatness when I see it. And I think this Fennec Shand, I know Leel's super happy. I think he got 3 of them from what I recall. So it's amazing. So happy to see everyone's excited about this one. It's beautiful, Aries. There's nothing more I can say about it, bro. It's not going to end up in my collection, but a lot of people are excited about it, and rightly so. Great character and, really, really great head sculpt. You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, no, great comments there, Will, and right with you with it. And I think it's, and I think for a lot of collectors too, Will, that aren't even going to get it, it's just going to be exciting, like you said, to see it, and just to see how it comes out. And I think they're going to hit it out of the park too. Brent, this particular figure here, one of the interesting things about this figure is just how much can it, not only is it a companion piece to everyone who's got the throne, like I'm going to buy it, but how many people that do not have Boba Fett in the throne, once they see this, maybe like, okay, now I'm going to get them both. And actually, you may start seeing the sales of Boba and the throne do an uptick when she gets released. What do you think about that?
Well, I think we're going to see her story continue and maybe evolve even more starting 2 weeks from Wednesday. when, or is it a week from Wednesday? I don't even know where we're at. Is it 2 weeks from Wednesday when Mandalorian season 3 starts? I mean,
Well,
I
it'll
think
be March 1st, so probably 2 weeks, right?
2
From
weeks.
Wednesday. Yep.
So 2 weeks from Wednesday. So I think we're going to see her for sure appear, and she may have much more of a story arc than what we've seen in the past. I mean, they may give her a little bit more story and a little bit more depth, and they may build her out a little bit more, which may make her more attractive for people wanting to add her to the collection. I mean, I think a lot of people right now maybe are apprehensive about getting her because they're probably thinking, well, if I don't get the Boba Fett and the throne, it won't make sense for me to have a standalone Fennec Shand. Well, as her story develops and her character develops, maybe she will do some things that will lead people to want to buy her as a standalone figure, and they'll have obviously a chance to do that. I'm getting this figure. I've already got the Boba Fett and the throne. I'm like you, Aries. I will be putting this Fennec Shand right there next to that throne. It's exactly how I will be displaying it, and it will look pretty awesome. But I really hope that Favreau and Filoni have some story for her, that we get a little bit more in depth of who she is, where she came from, have her a little bit more involved instead of just kind of being a secondary character a little bit. It would be nice to see a little bit more from her. And if that happens, then I think you'll see an uptick in people wanting to get this character and add it to their collections.
Yeah, and Shiny says the throne fits into a DTOF too, apparently. So there's another selling point. It does.
Yep.
It does. I actually really amazing how that fits in the DTOF there. And Jay, going back to you. So let's talk about numbers here, and if this is going to get in stock. So I'm going to give my opinion on this particular figure on if it's going to get in stock. It is, and the reason being is this was announced way back in 2021. And a lot of those figures that are coming out, because people have been like, hey, Aries, I'm noticing that Chrome Mando has gotten in stock, or, Boba and the Throne has gotten in stock, and Hunter and Echo have gotten in stock, and Quill. Those are all 2021 figures that are coming in. And I don't think you're going to see any of those. And I think that they probably made enough of her to be able to have as much to go with Boba and the Throne. So I think that she's getting in stock. I think that the question really is, how much of Boba with the Throne, actually did they make at that price point at $390? And I think it's possible that, how many of the Tusken Raider did they make, Jay? How many of Lando did they make? How many of the Armorer? They're still in there. I think she may be around for a while, but sometimes with certain characters, they actually don't make a whole lot for whatever reason. But I think in her case, because of Boba with the Throne, I would think they had to, right? Or I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. She's a secondary character. And a lot of times with secondary characters, they don't do the same quantities. But then you look at somebody like Lando. Lando's a secondary character too, and it's an abundance of Landos. Anything Mandalorian, I don't think anything Mandalorian really hasn't, outside of I'm thinking about Paz Vizsla, Heavy Mando has sold out. He sold out before he even came in stock. At Sideshow he was gone.
Which was surprising.
Which were very surprising. But I think you're onto something with them making that Boba Fett on the throne, and then this is a great companion piece to go with that. So I think we're going to see an abundance of her. I don't think she's going to be something that's going to be hard to find or anything like that. I think she'll be in stock for a while. I see her being in stock for years to come. Actually, if it's a small quantity of this figure, I'll be shocked. Honestly,
I would be surprised too. Imagine how many people that have Boba and the Throne that would be upset if if they didn't, right?
Exactly.
And Will, let's go to you with that. I think there would be I don't think that there's a chance of that, but I feel like she's a character that is probably going to show up in the next season. She was already in Book of Boba Fett. So honestly, with this one, even though they're trying to get rid of stock, honestly, I don't think it's the end of the world for them, because I feel like that she's a transcending, character that we'll sell as the economy heals and people come in anyway. But I think they're going to get a lot of her. What's your take on it?
I think so too, Aries. And it's crazy that you mentioned that she actually went up for pre-order in 2021. Like I said, I was thinking it was sometime last year in 2022. And like I said, it's funny how it all starts to blend together after a while, especially considering there was so many announcements, so many different shows. And I know last year was pretty oversaturated because we had streaming, we had film, we had so many different things happening at once and so many figures being announced. So like I said, it all starts to run together. But I do think you're onto something, Aries. I do think this is probably a figure it's going to come in stock, at least briefly. But I don't because Jay gives a really good example about the heavy Mando. That is very much like the exception to the rule as of late, because, most of the figures come into stock and they sit there for a while. That could be changing in 2023, but we don't know. But heavy Mando was one that didn't really. He was there briefly and that was it. And then he was gone, right? So if he even went in stock at all. So it was very interesting. But Fennec is, I think she's going to be around. It's one of those, though, areas that I've come to, believe that, look, if you want her and you really, really are, you're getting Fennec, you're locked in and you want to pre-order her, by all means, go for it. But I would say at the end of the day, if you you're okay, I like Fennec a lot and I think I do want her, but I'm not oh my God, I got to get her day one, from Sideshow or wherever, then just wait and she'll probably get discounted at some point, I would think. So, you're probably going to get a discount. So if you're willing to be patient, I think that's not a bad idea. I think she probably will end up in stock because pretty much every figure ends up in stock nowadays. It's very rare that one doesn't. So I would say I'm going to play the odds on this one and say that she's probably going to end up in stock and probably discounted at some point. As great as the figure is, and you're right, Aries, she's going to be in more. There's like Newsman was saying, there's plenty of story to tell for her, and she's going to be in Book of Boba if they do season 2. She'll probably show up in this season of Mando somehow and be plugged in somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Ahsoka or something. Who knows? But Fennec Shand is going to be around. This character is popular, and Ming-Na Wen, I think, wants to be involved, and people want her to be involved. So this probably will not be the only Fennec Shand that we get. So that could be something to factor in too. They're probably going to make another one of her at some point. So maybe with a slightly different outfit, different helmet, different weapon, whatever. So if you want that OG version, this could be your opportunity. But I would say, it's crazy here. She's coming out soon, a couple months. So hopefully, anyway, hopefully. Right. But but I will say, I think she's going to hit. I think she's going to hit the shelves. Yeah.
Real interesting stuff, guys, and good comments there, Jay and Will. And just putting up a couple of comments here, we'll go through them before we get to Brent. Brandon says, I personally didn't want the throne because I think they won't even use it going forward. I think they will abandon the throne to Cobb Vanth. That's an interesting theory. I could actually see Disney going that way. I was kind of thinking more he was going to join Fett's clan, but maybe he would. I don't know. That's a really good point there. Good stuff, Brandon. And then Duckambito says this figure will be like Jen Erso. Okay, well, that's a different perspective. People who did not get her regret it, and now she is a Grail. It's anything's possible with that. Like you were saying, Will. I mean, it could be over some years, and this could be the OG one, and I could see that happening with more collectors coming in. I mean, it could happen.
I would say that could happen probably. I would give it some years. I wouldn't say probably another 5. I mean, because even with Jen Erso, she's about 5 years old. Once it hits about 5 years and she's out of stock,
then it starts going.
I could see her, shooting up in this version, shooting up in value if they don't make 10 billion, different variations of her.
Right. That's true.
So, Brett, real quickly on Fennec, just your opinion. Do you think this is going to get in stock? And how long is it going to be in there? Is it going to be in there like the other ones, or does it have a time limit of whenever that throne one goes? This one probably goes.
Well, if my memory serves, guys, I'm pretty sure that this figure went up for pre-order. It was announced and went up for pre-order in mid to late December of 2021. So it was one of, if not the last figure, Star Wars figure from Hot Toys that was made for pre-order before the end of 2021. Because I remember getting it right there in December, or pre-ordering it right there in December. So because it was officially announced, it went up for pre-order in that particular window, then I agree with Aries. That means that there was an abundance of these that are going to be out there. And yes, this will go in stock just like all the rest of them. It will follow the path by way of all of the other ones that we have seen. And I think it will, I think the success of or the chances of this figure selling out quicker will depend on the character's rise in story and whatever the storyline is, like I mentioned before. I also do want to mention this. I mean, didn't she have a cameo in Bad Batch season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has crossed platforms. I mean, we've seen her appear in something other than Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. So she is being used and her story is being expanded and utilized elsewhere. We may see her here in Bad Batch season 2 at some point. I don't know. We're only halfway through that series, right? So,
sure.
I mean, I don't think Favreau and Filoni are just forgetting about her and putting her in a box and just having her to be utilized out of convenience.
Oh, no.
A couple of their series. I think they're trying to insert her here and there to expand her more, and I think that may help as we go along. But again, this head sculpt is unbelievable. It's a gorgeous figure. It will be in stock, and if anybody wants to get it, they will soon be able to. And I think it's coming out in like April to June, right? Isn't that what it? No.
And it could come out earlier. Sometimes when they put they say some of those things, and all of a sudden, in a couple of weeks, it's out. The same thing with that Luke that was pushed out, or the DX Ahsoka. I mean, I could actually see it, guys, happening even before February or in March with some of these.
Yeah, when it's ready, factories are ready, it's ready. They get it out. Those estimates are just like a time, from what I understand, they're just, estimates for, if it comes, sometimes they get pushed out when they're a little too late. They get pushed back, but those are estimates. I mean, whenever it's ready, it's ready. And like Gary's saying, it could be ready. It could be ready. It could be ready this week, hopefully, but who knows?
Could be.
Well, Jay, I'm going to stay with you. And for those of you who are you're watching Six Scale Raw. Don't forget to smash that like button while you're watching. I tell you what, Jay, I'm so looking forward to that Fennec Shand. But another figure I'm looking forward to from The Mandalorian. And I tell you what, this head sculpt rivals that. I don't know which one's better. I mean, the three that I'm going to put up here, it's almost like, how do you even choose?
Yeah.
This looks precious.
Yes.
Like, I've got the Bo-Katan here, and I look at that figure and I'm like, that Mandalorian armor, the way it pops off the figure, her head sculpt, the helmet, and then Bo-Katan, and then seeing this Koska Reeves, I'm like, damn, to get this Mandalorian and to get this, I am just so looking forward to this figure. And her likeness is, I mean, just look at this freaking. It's another one, I believe, Jay, where they're just, if it comes out anything like these prototypes, it's gonna be like up there in one of the best head sculpts ever.
Yeah, for sure. This one's going to be around, and it's going to be around because, I mean, this kind of ticks two boxes right here. Yes, Star Wars, Mandalorian, of course, people are going to want her paired up with Bo-Katan and Axe Wolves, which that's how I'm going to have them. That's how I got to have all three of them together. It sucks that Axe Wolves doesn't have a head sculpt, but that's a whole nother thing. But I'm a big fan. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. This is Sasha Banks right here we talking about. So, of course, I'm definitely excited to get this. And I think a lot of collectors, because a lot of us, we're fans of not just, Star Wars, but a lot of Star Wars fans are fans of wrestling. So, I mean, it ticks, to have a mini Sasha Banks once again. Come on, man. And like you said, that head sculpt, if it's anything like this, yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. And people are going to buy it. And she'll be around. I think there's another thing that they'll make a lot of. I think, if anything, when people talk about like grails or possible grails, or I would say more like possible chase figures, I think the one would be to look at with these three would be Axe Wolves. Even though, because it's always those figures that kind of get pushed around and like nobody's not really paying attention to. And then next thing you know, it's gone. And then people are like, damn, I got Koska Reeves. I got Bo-Katan. I need to Axe Wolves now. So I think that may be the one to watch later on down the line, not anytime soon. I wouldn't say go rush out and buy Axe Wolves right now or anything like that. But I think down the line, I'm talking about maybe 3 years down the line, that may be the one you want to look at. But as far as Koska Reeves and Bo-Katan, they're going to have a bunch. I really think they're going to bunch of it, especially Koska Reeves, especially with her whole lineage and, you know, and her stint with WWE and now in New Japan and all that. She has a lot of fans, so you're gonna see people cross over to get that figure just to be like, hey man, Sasha Banks, of course I'm gonna get it. So yeah,
Jay, I think you're on to something with Axe Woves, baby. And I think it could be a Chase Grail figure. And you have to wonder, is this what they call you, baby?
The Wizard.
Good stuff. Will, let's go to you. I'll be honest with you. Ed, you know, great thoughts there from Jay. One of my most deeply anticipated figures is this apps. I mean, she looks incredible in my view. And she's not a main character. You know, she's more of a sidekick character, but a very, very popular wrestler, an absolutely amazing looking Mandalorian. And just, wow, Hot Toys, Sasha Banks, this figure. I actually think this will be a very, very hot mover, you know, like, you know, just, I really, really do, because I think, you know, this may be one of those characters, Will, where, you know, you always hear me talk about there's going to be a lot of 2.0s, 3.0s, or different reuses. I don't know. I mean, this may be one of those where we don't get a whole many, or maybe one and done.
Yeah, it very well could be. And Aries, it's one of those, honestly, where the Mandalorian figures seem to all perform pretty well. I guess there's some exceptions here and there. But, you know, anything Mandalorian tends to sell, which is why I think Hot Toys is so content to keep dipping back into that well, because it's the Mandalorian and it's so successful. And you know, they would be smart if somehow they got this and anything else Mandalorian out sometime while this third season was airing, because then at that point you can capitalize off the hype, because we know that Bo-Katan is going to be very present in, you know, in the new Mandalorian season, and people have already loved that figure. So for Koska Reeves, I think it's one of those, honestly, where it's a beautiful figure, but if you don't have Bo-Katan or you don't have, you know, like Axe Wolves, I could see people sort of passing on this one, Aries. That's why it's such a tricky one, because it's such a good figure. But in isolation, I feel like a lot of people are not going to have her unless they have Bo-Katan also. Those are probably the main two that you do need together. Axe Wolves, yeah, if you have a little bit of extra money to throw around, and you know, you can get Axe Wolves as well, and they're going to look beautiful, those three together. But what kind of sucks is what Jay, I think, was referencing. These head sculpts for Koska, at least, Bo-Katan's, it's debatable. Some people think it's really good, some not. But Axe Wolves doesn't have a head sculpt. So if you want to display all three of them together, it's a little bit tricky, because you're going to have two head sculpts possibly and then a helmeted character. And it's kind of like, it's a little bit throws it off. But as far as Koska goes, dude, it's a beautiful figure. And I know for a long time, we had all pretty much, you know, given in and said, they're probably not going to make this, because maybe there's some sort of WWE licensing issue or something preventing this figure from being made. And I think we had all kind of gotten behind that idea. And then out of blue one day, they were like, oh, there's Koska Reeves. And we're like, oh shit, like Koska Reeves is getting made. And dude, and she's such an awesome looking figure. Like it's a really, really nice figure. So I honestly think, you know, it may sound like, you know, like heresy, but I don't even know if you need Axe Wolves. If you have these two together, it's going to look pretty damn good. And Koska's great. So I really liked her as a character, and I'm glad that she got made, because this head sculpt, again, is really, really strong. This is a really, really strong head sculpt showing from Hot Toys here. So I think Aries, it's funny, she's going to move, because Bo-Katan's been performing pretty well. You probably saw it. She's bestseller. She's in the bestsellers list, and she has been for a while. You know, so she's doing well.
I'll be honest with you, Will. I actually think I've been keeping an eye on that Bo-Katan. I actually think there's a few figures I think that may go out of stock, like the Remnant Trooper, and like Coruscant Guard. And what I mean is that Echo, Hunter, and Bo-Katan. I got a feeling those three figures, I don't know what anyone else in the panel thinks, but
I wonder if we'll get another Bo-Katan, though. I wonder if we'll get another Bo-Katan for season 3. I don't know.
You have to wonder if Bo-Katan is in my top 10 list later.
But Aries, I know we're all in agreement here, bro. This Koska Reeves is great. I'm so glad she got made. It's not going to be one that I pick up, but a lot of people are very excited. And again, rightly so. Beautiful looking head sculpt and great looking figure. The weathering on these Mando outfits are great. It's great.
Well, great comments there, Will. And listen, for everybody who's watching, don't forget to pause and smash that like button. You're watching Six Scale Raw. And before we go ahead and get to Brent, the Thor says, come on, Hot Toys. Even Black Series gave Axe Woves a head sculpt. That looks pretty good. You know, I agree with the Thor here, Brent and guys.
Yep.
I feel like Hot Toys dropped the ball. And Will, you're mentioning this too, that it's like, hey, you really can't pose the axe. You know, it's like, what do you do? If you want to put the head sculpt. I really feel like that they dropped the ball with this one. I was surprised we didn't get a head sculpt with that Axe Woes. But anyway, your thoughts on that, and then this Koska Reeves baby. How stoked are you for this?
No, I'm incredibly stoked for this, but I agree with you about Axe Woves. I mean, it just would look so much better with having the three of these together, these characters together in your detail for on your shelf. If you could have all three of those head sculpts. Maybe somebody needs to start a petition with Hot Toys to start, creating accessories that people can buy on the side. You know, maybe they can make a head sculpt later that we can buy for $50 or something like that. I mean,
well, here's Songwriter saying 2.0.
Yeah, there you go. So everybody's going to be selling off their 1.0 Axe Wolves to get the 2.0 head sculpt.
Yep.
You know what's funny, Brett? Not to cut you off, but I have a funny feeling that they're going to do this with the Paz Vizsla. And that's the reason that figure wasn't announced. I get the funniest feeling they're going to have a moment. There's going to be so much tension between him and Din Djarin. And there's going to be a moment where he's dying. And let me look upon you with my own eyes type of thing. And the helmet comes off. And it's going to be Favreau. We're going to be like, crap, we're going to get the figure. And everyone's going to be getting rid of the old heavy infantry. Anyway.
It might happen. It might happen. But no, this figure looks amazing. Yeah, Sasha Banks. I mean, how can you go wrong? And again, I mean, I keep going back to this quiver, this arrow in my quiver tonight. But her story has not been fully told, and she may be utilized a little bit more in this upcoming Mandalorian season 3. I mean, if everything goes to Mandalore like everybody says it's going to, I mean, there's going to be her and Bo-Katan, I think, are going to have critical roles, and they're going to be used deep within the story. And I think that is going to help boost this figure up the bestseller list within Sideshow. But, I mean, all you got to do is make a figure with a head sculpt, and I'm in. I mean, it's just a no-brainer for me. And this one I cannot wait to have and put on my shelf. It's going to look amazing.
Yeah, mean, it looks really... Yeah, I know. I cannot wait.
Jay.
Yeah, buddy.
Very hot. Can't wait for this figure. Aaron Grove actually says that's how you know he's going to die in season 3. I think he's talking about Axe because they didn't do a head sculpt. Brother Cousins, that can go more to your theory that Axe Woves, if he does die in season 3 or they bring him in there, boy, that'll really go up in price.
That'll shoot it up. I really think that may be the future Chase figure. I don't think he's ever going to be like, a $600, $700, like a big, a big expensive figure or anything like that. But I think he'll, if he does become a Chase, I see him in around the 400, 430, around that margin. Way down in the future, way in the future. I would say maybe 3 years from now, something like that. But I mean, it's still not a deal breaker. I've heard some people in the communities, I think I forget who it was. But they said what they were planning to do when they would have all three of these figures, they would have the ladies with their helmets off, and then they would have they would have him with his helmet, like looking like he was about to pull his helmet off or something like that. And I think that's a cool way to do it. Is, to have them displayed together.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Jay, I'm going to ask you this real quick because a few people have been asking in the chat. And I got a couple of thoughts on it. But I'm going to have you ask this, Jay. Benjamin's going to have you answer this. Axe Woves definitely head sculpt. Is it possible there will be a second release with Axe Woves head sculpt? So let me go ahead and just let you answer that.
Yeah, and that's my guy Hawk right there. What's up with you, brother? Man, it depends on where his story goes and what they do with him within all the series. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Do I see that? I kind of feel that we kind of missed the boat on that? Because when I think about these characters, I think about everybody that was in the room on that ship when Luke came through and saved the day and got Grogu, and he wasn't in that room. Max Wolves wasn't there. Koska Reeves was. So I look at it like that, like where are they going with that character? Was he just there for just like, a time as a, for just to be a third in that story, or are they going to develop that character, or is he going to die? Is it a red shirt, syndrome with him? Anything like that? Is he going to be around? Or are they building him up just to have, to have him be a death on the series of something like that? But we don't know. Possibly, is it possible? Anything is. I mean, anything like Will was saying, anything that's a Mandalorian kind of does well. So we'll see.
Well, putting up, trying to get to this comment in here from the Thor. All right, so. Should I give it to him, guys? The Thor 21, 29, 41. Yeah. He's been asking for it, so wait for it. Wait for it as we fill up table
Coffee
2.
Regular. Love it. That's breast milk.
Nice.
Only at table 2, baby. Remember, some of these tables are going on wait list, guys. So make sure you make sure you reserve your table as we are going on. Okay, good stuff. I am just so pumped up. And the Thor goes, LOL. Yeah, you got it, my friend. I am so pumped up for this, and not to be outdone. And I don't know, out of Fennec and out of Koska and Will, let's go to you with this one.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. I mean, and I'm just a photo of this from the actual head sculpt raw. Dude, Rosario Dawson, who killed the likeness of Ahsoka, Will, in The Mandalorian season 2, and I fell in love with her more in the book of Boba Fett. Mentoring Luke like that was absolutely unbelievable. I actually hope that they continue to go that way, Will, with Luke in this story, because it's like coming around full circle. His father was her mentor, and he's kind of like, there's no Yoda anymore, and he's kind of like listening to Force ghosts. So it's kind of like nice to have like Ahsoka there as kind of like there for Luke during this time. But this figure, this DX, Rosario Dawson, I am like, I'm just, it's the third female character that's supposed to come out anytime between tonight and the next few months.
Right.
I don't know which one I like more, Will, but this is out of the 3 I'm putting up. But I'm so stoked for this.
This is tough one, Aries, because at one point I had this figure on pre-order, but I canceled it because I was confident that at some point I could get it pretty cheap, or cheaper than what it was going to if I had pre-ordered it, right? But that was a little bit back earlier when everything was sitting in stock and everything was 25, 30% off, which is still happening to a degree. And I guess we're going to see how many of these new figures that come out have that same fate. Are they all going to fall to, sideshow discounts? Like they're doing a Valentine's Day sale, 14% off, and they'll do any number of things in between where you can get this figure for a discount. But if we're looking at the most impressive one of the 3 we've seen thus far, that's a really tough one because all 3 of these figures are really, really good. Honestly, it's funny because I think this is probably the figure I'm most excited for out of the 3, but it probably has the weakest head sculpt of the 3 because I think that overall it's still good. It's still a good head sculpt, but the other 2 are great head sculpts. This one's good. And I feel like it's pretty much there, but it could probably use a little bit of refinement. And I hope, I've told people, because a lot of us as Hot Toys collectors, we get our hopes up a lot of times. We think, oh, they're going to make improvements on the final. They're going to do it better. But they usually don't. They usually go the opposite direction, or maybe slightly opposite, backwards or so forth. But this one is still pretty good, Aries, but I'm hoping they improve it and refine it a little bit. And honestly, man, other than that, the figure looks phenomenal. I really like that they did a seamless shoulder and a cold custom body for this one. I think that's great. You got to worry about ripping, but I prefer that over joints. Honestly, put her in a nice little museum pose and call it a day. Like, you could pose her for a little bit, take some photos, but don't leave her long term like that, because it ain't gonna bode well for that body. And talk about getting a replacement body. You can't just find an orange body on the street. Like, it's, you know, this is not your normal, like, even Wonder Woman where you can replace the body. Like, this is you know, Ahsoka where she's orange. So, you know, you're not just gonna be able to find that unless you call Sideshow and, you know, try to, I don't know, exchange it or something. But short of that, Aries, this is a really nice looking figure. I think the head sculpt is pretty good. I would say it's like an 8, but it's good enough. And I think for most of us who love Rosario as Ahsoka, I have an autograph of her in this role. It's awesome. And I really, I loved her. I loved her in Mando. I thought she was perfect for Ahsoka. And this is coming from someone who hasn't even really watched Clone Wars. Like, she was really my introduction to the character. So for me, I absolutely, and same with Cad Bane, it was my introduction to him was in Book of Boba, basically. So as someone who's coming in fresh without that Clone Wars knowledge, I really, really liked a lot what they did. And I loved her lightsaber sounds. Her lightsaber, like the audio design of her lightsaber in Mando, it was amazing. Loved it. And I just think this is going to be a very, very tempting one for me when this does get released. Like I said, I do hope they improve the head sculpt just a little bit, just because I feel like there's a little bit of room for improvement to make this that much better. But everything else, man, it's great. This is probably the figure I'm most excited for out of the 3, despite the fact that it probably has the weaker of the head sculpt of the 3.
You know, you bring up a really, really a good point there, because even with the rolling eyes function, it's hard to argue with you that the Koska and is not, you know, better. It's crazy. I wonder how it's going to turn out when it comes up. And before we go to Brent, I think maybe the Hot Toys Wizard maybe interrupted the program again, unless that's Leia, the 1/6 scale man.
What's up, brother?
Hey, man.
What's up, bro?
Good to have you here, brother.
What's going on, man?
What's a party?
Yeah, it is.
Crazy ass day, bro. Like, I literally, so
tell me. Speak.
I've been up since 3 a.m.
Damn.
Like, literally, I haven't slept since 3 a.m. because I
my God.
Yeah, bro. Like, Jay, you know how it is, man. I had a client actually come in from, surprisingly enough, DC. It's an alternative band, and they came up to record.
Nice.
Yeah, so they came up to record. They recorded around 7 this morning. So they because I had to get them in. So they recorded from 7 to 12. And then I had to do a conference call with a group. I mean, you look them up, Will. I think you'll love them, but they're called Boy and Bear. They're from Australia.
Oh, okay.
It's a group called Boy and Bear. I know the lead singer's name is Mike. And you know, I was working with them and stuff like that. So I had like 4 to 5 clients to get kind of through today. I just kind of somewhat finished up, but I got to go back and do some mixes. But I was like, let me just pop in a little bit and say what up, man, because I ain't want to leave nobody hanging. And you know, I was trying to control the whole thing, man, because you know how it is, Aries. I mean, I have to keep Will from showing his feet. So I was like,
that's true.
Just to make sure, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
No guarantees.
Well, listen, Leia, let's go right to you. We're just talking about how pumped up we are, and we talked about, you know, Fennec and pulling her up on the screen first, and how excited we are, and how it goes with Boba and the throne.
That's my baby.
Oh, and when you look at this head sculpt, and then we pulled up this freaking
3.
I mean, dude. I mean,
gosh. That's Jay's baby.
Yeah, that is Jay's baby.
Yeah.
And then we're on.
Almost jumped out my seat when he pulled this up.
She's bro, like literally, like she's. I was kind of disappointed at first when I heard that, you know, there was a possibility of her not being in season 3, but then was confirmed that she is in season 3. So I was like, yeah, thank God, bro. Thank God.
Thank God. Well, and then we're like, I don't know which one is even going to be better out of the 3, but I feel like it could be possibly, Leia, 3 of the best figures Hot Toys ever put out. Yeah. And they're all supposed to come out over the next few months.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this Ahsoka, I mean.
Which it may, like, the thing is, this may not look like the one we'll get. Like, it might be improved. Like, it might have taken them so long because they wanted to improve on it a bit more. which is always, it bodes well for all of us. You know what I mean? So it again, I mean, I think that it's definitely a high possibility that's why it is. And again, like what they're saying, that we're supposed to see her March, May, or something like that. May, April.
Yep.
Wow,
I don't know.
But they could come out early. They've been coming out. So
I don't know. Like it's been pushed, so I don't know when. Like this, it's always them saying, I don't know. It's this when they think they want to do it, man. Like, I mean, what, New Year's over for them right now, right?
Now it is,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's over for them. So I guess it's just like kind of getting back in the swing of things. So we just gotta kind of wait and see what they're gonna do. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. As far as the three of these figures, Leia, whether it's Ahsoka, DX, Koska, or the Ming-Na Wen figure, Fennec Shand, is there one that you're more looking forward to than
All
the
of
other?
them. All of them.
It's so
I'm
hard.
not even giving that answer. All of them. All of them. I want all of them.
But I feel I'm right before
All
you
of
came
them.
on. Will was thinking that he was thinking that this was the weaker of the three prototypes, and it's hard to argue that, Will, because when you look at all of them together, it's like they all look so stunning. But I agree. I mean, I feel like
Aries. You know what though? Of course, Will's gonna say that. You know why? Because if it doesn't look like this figure right here, then of course,
Leo, bro, you better do a posing video on that.
if it's not Loki, then of course he's gonna have a problem, bro. You already know.
I want to see it take your position on that Loki, bro. Well, Leo, to be fair, bro, the other two head sculpts are like god tier, and then that one is like pretty good. It's like the other.
Which one you talking about, Ahsoka?
Well, yeah, because like Koska and Fennec are like amazing. Like those are amazing head sculpts. And then Ahsoka's like pretty good. Like that's
you know what? To be fair though, Ahsoka was revealed before the other two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Ahsoka basically, the other two, it was when they were actually, they were getting in that space where it was like, okay, cool, let's get it right.
Right.
That's why I say, and we said this in the very beginning, like even when they revealed this one, I was like, okay, it's prototype, which means that it's safe to say that they're going to get it right. And, by the time it's released, we might see something completely different or just kind of updated a tad bit. Because again, like I was always aired on the side that when I see it and I look at this head sculpt, it looks good, but I don't see Rosario Dawson. I always said that. I don't see her the whole way through. Maybe certain angles you would, but I don't see her the way
they have aspects of her. They have a little bit. They have her. They definitely have her lips. They have that.
Certain angles.
Just certain angles. But I would agree with Will that of all the three, you all make a great point with that. This is it's not as strong as the other two.
Yeah,
but. And I want to ask you guys this. If this is what we get in the box, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be disappointed.
No, I wouldn't be mad at all. Give me that.
No, I think it still looks pretty good.
I would not be mad at all. Like, just for the sake of saying, just give it to me. Don't say nothing. Just give it to me.
You know
what I mean? Just
Any
give
day
it to
now,
me, like
dude.
straight up. Like, bro, like it's again, it's impressive. It's highly impressive. I made sure that I got the deluxe version with this. Because you can't go wrong with that. It just made more sense. I don't know how many Grogu's I have in my collection now, but I have a lot of them, bro.
I'm about to start putting them on keychains.
I know, you might as well, bro.
You know what I was thinking about doing, bro? Like, you know what I was literally thinking about doing? Taking each Grogu that I have that I'm not using and repainting them, putting like just different tattoos on them to make them a tribe of different. Like literally, I was thinking about doing something like that and giving one a mohawk because they're like Mogwai, bro. Like Mogwais, they're like Mogwais, bro.
Dude, you could paint one like Darth Maul layout. That would be
you
hilarious,
could.
bro.
Like literally, you could, bro. You literally could. Like, but the thing about this is, bro, I'm hype. I'm so hyped for this figure because of the rumors about the series itself, any excitement from Rosario Dawson, and knowing that we're going to get a full-fledged trailer during Celebration, in London. I know there's going to be some footage. They're going to show something. They're going to give us much more of a broader view of what to expect with their series. and it gives it time for us to get this the right way, the way it should be. So I'm really, really excited about it. Yeah, but you're right though. Koska, Reeves, and Fennec Shand are the stronger of the three, and it makes so much sense. And I'm hoping now, Jay, and you probably know where I'm going with this, is that if they give us remotely close to what they've given us with that new Wonder Woman figure, we're in good hands. We're safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're safe. If they give us that, we are definitely safe. We're in a good space, and I'm excited about it. You know what I mean?
But you know what, Leo, while you was talking, I was just thinking about something. Yeah, that Ahsoka series is right around the damn corner.
Right.
And we know they love to give us, different variations of these characters, and they're probably going to have one that may even have even more detailed, better sculpt, but different. She's going to have a different outfit and everything like that, which kind of has me to think that maybe they won't change that. They won't change this that much or change it at all because that no one is going to be around. We know we're going to get another Ahsoka. Right. So. Yeah.
And Jay, I think to that point, there's going to be many of them. I think, because there could be multiple seasons of Ahsoka, it could be nice layout. But this is definitely not the only Ahsoka that we're going to get. So I think people need to keep that in mind. It's an excellent point.
Put that back, Leo.
Dude, I'm so glad, Leo, you got yours in. But honestly, man, that Chrome Mando is just absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful figure. It's one of the best I've received in a while.
I hit up Nick because I wanted to know what he did to remove the weathering. And so he sent me what he used. So I'm going to actually use it on this because I want that chrome to stand out. It's going to be incredible.
Dude, beautiful.
There you go. Diggle my guy, Nick. That's what I'm talking about. He out there, bro.
I don't know. I like it how it is, bro. I guess to each their own. Yeah. I like it how it is.
I would see here now.
You'll see how you feel when you unbox it. Yeah.
That's the point. That's what I was about to say because I haven't even taken out the box yet, bro.
Yeah, because it's beautiful.
Or Loki yet. Because
as soon as you pull it out the box, you're like, damn.
Yeah, it's really nice, it's really nice.
Yeah. So I can't wait. I guess I just what it is I think Nick just spoiled me, bro, because his looks so damn good, polished up the way it does. It looks incredible. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And the thing is, it's like, we're getting so much. And here's the thing, though. I was watching, and I'm Aries. I wanted to tell you about this too, because there's a rumor that, and again, it's always good to think about these things. We are getting Mando, season 3 next month. The rumor is, and now take this as a rumor. Everybody out there, it's as a rumor. It's not a spoiler. It's just a rumor, grain of salt. But what they're basically saying is that how this could play out, the possibility is that Bo-Katan tames a mythosaur. And when she tames a mythosaur, she becomes the ruler. That way, that possibly Din Djarin gets to keep the Darksaber. And on top of that, the armorer gives Bo-Katan a new suit, a new armor, the mythosaur. Now, the reason why I make that point is because, again, we are getting the Empire magazine that's going to be released this week, this Friday, I believe. Katie Sackhoff's in that. If you look at her face and her hair is longer and it's laid. We are going to get a damn another Bo-Katan. I'm telling you. It's going to happen because of this series.
And she's selling so well. We were talking about that before you came on.
Yeah, bro. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we're getting more figures from that. We're getting a lot. We're going to get a lot of ish from that series from season 3. Like it's going to be overwhelming. It is going to be so overwhelming if they do that. Now, granted, I said that's a rumor. I'm not saying that that's what it's going to be, but it is a rumor. So if that would happen, bro, it would be incredible. There's a lot. There's a lot that we're going to actually see. We could even actually don't be surprised if we get tie-ins from this show into Ahsoka as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think that that's where it's going. You know what I mean? Because I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. And I'm super excited because then that's more money that goes towards Will dipping into like the cosplay again. He's gonna spend some more money. That's what I'm happy about because I'm gonna see him do something. And by the way, happy birthday to the baby girl today, Jay. I saw that up.
Oh, thank you so much, brother.
Beautiful,
Happy
bro.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bro.
I
Thank
actually
you so much.
reposted
Appreciate
it on my page so everybody can see that, man. So definitely happy birthday, bro.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man.
I gotta
all
get a
day.
happy birthday clip in here. Leo, OG fan with Star Wars was just Star Wars. Thank you for the $2 drop. He says the correct answer is 3 Fennec shads for Leo.
Exactly. People think I'm playing, but you wait till you see it. I got 3 of these things. That's how much I love that figure. And one I'm possibly going to take with me to Celebration because she's going to be there. I'm going to try to see if she can autograph it. Nice. I might buy like to get an autograph, whatever. So definitely. Awesome. Well, nah, because I probably won't have it by then. Fuck. But I'll be able to take the I am going to take, though. I did say I'm going to take Ren's Talentino's picture with me.
Oh, dude, that would be so
that would be
awesome.
Yeah,
to get that autoed.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. So that's gonna be incredible for her to see. So I can't wait. But yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome,
dude. And the Thor actually says, "Damn you, Lael, on your Jedi collecting insights. My wallet just whimpered."
Yo, man, like when it comes to Star Wars, I think, for the exception of Will, everybody's in danger, man. Everybody's basically in danger, bro, because they're not going to. Look what we're running into, though. Like, because we're running into not only Mando, but we're also running into, the 20th anniversary of Clone Wars. We're running into the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, and there's so many things that are going to be plugged in. And on top of that, some of these releases that we haven't gotten yet are going to start spilling over as well. So there's a lot to look forward to. And I just don't know. It's really going to get stifling and overwhelming at some point. So it's just, it's the name of the game. This is what we're in for. So we know what time it is. Yeah, it's crazy. We're in the thick of things right now, man. So I need some of that Foxification and Brother Cousins money, bro. I need that.
I wish, bro. I wish.
Hey, I'll send you some spotchka too.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we need.
I need some of that money, man. Straight up. Either that or I'm just going ski mask. I'm just going to start going ski mask for the rest of the year. And people better watch out, like straight up. They're gonna say somebody's been running around robbing people, and his name is the Hot Toys Bandit. So you gonna hit me? It's going to have a Hot Toys logo on the front, and on the back it's going to say Howard made me do it.
It's like the Hamburglar, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Brett. Let's see if you can wrap up this segment. Your thoughts on the Ahsoka here compared to the other two? You're really excited about this. I really, really am, and I think that this falls in line with the other two as well, Brent. Where I think that there's just going to be so many of her in stock, just like the other ones from 2021. Honestly.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, you mentioned that, and a lot of people might be scratching their heads trying to think, okay, when was this figure first officially announced? When did it go up for pre-order? And I just pulled up my orders on Sideshow. This was a day one pre-order for me. This figure was first made available April 16th, 2021. It has almost been 2 years.
Wow.
Almost been 2 years since this figure was first made available for anybody to pre-order. Now stop and think about that for a second. I mean, if any other figure's taken longer to get, I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So that aside, I am super excited for this figure for a number of reasons. But number one for me is that this is the first iteration of Ahsoka Tano in live action. And this is the first look we got of her in Mandalorian season 2. We obviously saw her again in the Book of Boba Fett, who looked like this. And I agree with you, Jay, and maybe it was Leal who said it too, that we are going to see another version of her in Ahsoka. She's going to have a different costume, a different wardrobe. There's going to be another figure that's certainly going to come out of that show, but this is how we were introduced to her in live action first. And I am super, super excited to get this figure to add to my collection. And if there can be more interactions between her and Luke Skywalker going forward, I think that could make this figure even more valuable as we go forward. So, but it's just hard to believe 2 years, man. Almost 2 months shy of 2 years. Crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Especially with some of these figures coming out quicker. Especially, the new releases, ever since, the DX 25 Luke and moving forward from May 4th last year, like we're getting that supposedly that clone trooper from the Attack of the Clones 20th very, very shortly. We'll have to see if that happens. We're going to learn a lot from that, but maybe we'll actually start seeing some of these figures come out earlier than what they're advertising. But we're going to move on to the next segment, which is the last segment of the show. We're going to go through these rather quickly. Make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button while you're watching. But here you go, baby. Aries' top 10 female Star Wars shocks that I think are going to come out in 2023 or 2024 as announcements. Now, notice I didn't say the Hot Toys Wizard. I said the Dark Jedi is thinking that these are going to come out. We'll have to see if the Wizard agrees or if he even chimes in or she chimes in or if it chimes in here, the Hot Toys Wizard. You never know what form the Wizard's going to take. But are you guys ready for my top 10, baby?
Yeah.
Let's stick with the female characters. We just got all hyped up over Ahsoka, the DX Ahsoka, all hyped up over Koska, all hyped up over that Fennec Shand. So this one's going to stir the pot right off the bat. We're going to start off with Brother Cousins, number 10. And Brother Cousins and Brent, we talked about this character, but I actually believe that this is coming.
Oh,
yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
let me preference why. I just get a feeling, and maybe it's next year. That's why I'm saying 2033, 2024. That Favreau and Filoni could put this character in to write her off or whatever. There's so many scenarios. Even going under that guise that she's in just for an episode, sneak in, put her in. And I think it would be in the news for one day. It'd be over in a couple of days. And then if that's it, and Disney puts her in, and again, she's still up, Jay, on the StarWars.com. I pointed this out. It's really, really interesting. But if they went ahead and did that, I don't see any reason why Hot Toys couldn't possibly just even, give us, an exclusive at a short run. But go, Jay, go.
Yeah. Pretty lady. Yeah. This is how I look at it. The mouse has fired and hired back everybody besides Roseanne. So
it's true, baby.
Right?
It's true, baby.
Right? So, I mean, I see them pull, like you said, I see David Filoni and company. I see all of them pulling some strings, getting her back in there if she wants to. And of course she would come back. I mean, it's Star Wars and she's a big character. She was a big character when she was in it. A lot of people liked her character. A lot of people loved her portrayal as Cara Dune. So I think to get her in, it'll be real big. It'll be actually very big, newsworthy. But like, wow, I see it happening. I think it could be this season. I think that could be the big surprise this season.
I think it could be. And I feel like time heals wounds, and you've seen it happen before, minus Roseanne. And you've seen it happen in WWE with certain instances too, with certain other controversial things in time. But, and they may not, want the character or want her back long, or it's just in a show to kind of end it and be done. But why couldn't you put out a figure then? Oh, it's like, okay, a figure's coming out. Oh, yeah, that was in there. No big deal. Go on to the next thing. So Layla, I'm going to jump right to you on this. This is a hard one because, deep down, it's like, nah, they're never going to do it. But then, you always hear that Favreau and Filoni are like, we kind of want to wrap this up a little bit, though. So I don't know, bro. I feel like it could happen.
Yeah. Listen, people have been fired for much less, bro. Like literally. Like, I mean, here's my thing, bro. Like, I keep saying this, bro. Like, if you can keep Ezra Miller after what he did and everything that he's actually said,
That's true, bro.
you know what I mean?
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Look how long Kyrie Irving was actually with the Brooklyn Nets before they traded him. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
You know, off. You know, it's you know what I mean. I'm looking at and I'm thinking about these things, man, and I'm like, it was a comment that was made. Yes, it was heavy-handed. It was. I mean, if it was one of those things where, I mean, yes, you shouldn't have made it. I don't condone those actions, bro. But at the same time, it I honestly believe it wasn't said in a way that it was intentionally to harm. It was references that were basically made. It's just that how things were taken at that point. And I don't, you know, again, I love the character. I loved what she portrayed, her beliefs and everything else aside, man. We all have our own personal beliefs. We all actually have, you know, our own opinions. But how fairly you treated another person is something totally different. You can have your beliefs, but if you treat this person, you know what I mean? So I honestly believe that there is a level of forgiveness that should be had. Hopefully we see her again because she was a very important character. And again, I loved her portrayal of Cara Dune. Hell, I still like her. I mean, I still like her as a person. You know, again, hasn't done anything personal to me, but I know where there's things where people can probably hold her in contempt of based off of what was said. But at the same time, man, forgive, not necessarily forget, but as long as there's like an apology, and I'm pretty sure she's actually made an apology, you know, maybe not for her beliefs, but how it might have actually come across. As you know, I mean, it is what it is, bro. But I think that she's a very important character to the lore. You know, again, you know, I loved her portrayal. She was very important, very integral. She was, and you know, especially with with season 2, that last scene, the rescue, bro, it was incredible. I love that. That will go down in history as some of the best pieces of Star Wars we have ever seen in live action. Plain and simple, hands down.
And the only piece we're missing.
Yeah, the only piece we're actually missing. So I would love to see it. You know what I mean? But again, teach, you know, their own. But yes, I would definitely love to see it, and hopefully they give us that character. I mean, just give her a proper send-off, even if you're not going to bring her off, you know, bring her, you know, if they're not going to bring her on permanently or, you know, however that may be. I'm just interested in, and look, it's Star Wars, bro. Anything is actually possible. You know, and you know, we do got, you know, the big Bob Iger back, and he has actually given, you know, basically the creative team their jobs back, their titles back. So again, you know, you never know how that's actually going to be. Hell, I mean, if you know, if Will can show his feet, you can bring her back. You know what I mean? So why not? You know what I mean?
Anything's
I think that's
possible.
always cool. Anything's possible, bro.
Good stuff, Leo. Good stuff. Before we get to you, Will, Brent, I want to jump to you on this. I know we just talked about it too a couple weeks ago, but this is, you know, number 10 for me, but I think it's possible. That's why it made my top 10.
I think it's worth keeping this in our conversation into perpetuity, because I think that non-disclosure agreements have been signed, and I think she is coming back in season 3. And I think that there is going to be a cameo, and it might not just be an end of season reveal. It might be something that she pops in, you know, episode 2 or 3 and is in. I think something has been done, because I agree. I mean, it's time for forgiveness to come back a little bit in this country, quite frankly. And you know, we need that, as you know, there's too much crazy going on right now, and we've just got to get back to, at least get back to the middle here a little bit, and you know, like Leal said, don't forget but forgive, and you know, she's an incredibly important part of this series, and they wrote her into a lot. She wasn't just somebody who popped in and out occasionally. I mean, she was in every episode for 2 straight seasons. And you know, and we've had a couple years here now, a little over a year, whatever it's been, since the end of season 2, and hopefully the dust has settled, and there's been some closed door war room meetings where she was brought in, and some things have been settled upon. And there's a gut feeling in me that she is coming back, and if that is the case, then absolutely 100% this figure needs to be made, and it will break the internet when it is made.
I concur. Good stuff there, Brent. And Will, let's jump to you. Your thoughts on that, and if she did make a cameo back, would Hot Toys make the figure? Go ahead, Will. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Aries. So if we're saying hypothetically, if she does make a cameo in season 3 and she does return, not just for season 3, but maybe, going forward, she's going to show up in other, seasons of The Mandalorian. Maybe they bring her back for other things here and there. Maybe they've repaired the relationship. If that's the case, then I would say it would be likely and probable that you would get a Cara Dune figure. But the question is whether Disney and, Gina Carano are going to make amends. Because I know she's been doing like her own movies with like the Daily Wire and stuff like that, and doing any number of things outside of Hollywood to sort of fight back against Hollywood. There's like, I don't know, sure what's going on with her. But I will say that as far as do I think it's likely that's going to happen, dude, I don't know. That's a tough question because honestly, like we weren't sure whether it was going to happen with James Gunn either, and it did. So, and like Brother Cousins was saying, Disney can sometimes, repair relationships and make it work out. And like Leia was referencing, with Bob Iger being back in control, like that could be something that does happen. If I were a betting man, I would still bet the negative here on this one. I would still bet that it's not going to happen, but you never know. You never know. Things, I'm not going to say it's impossible because I would say that, any relationship can be repaired if both sides are willing to come together and sort of, both make their amends and their apologies and so forth and, and move forward with a new, turn a new leaf, so to speak. Well, do I think Cara Dune is going to get made? I don't think so. If she shows up, yes, I do think she will be made. But do I think she's going to show up? I'm personally going to say no, but I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm going to say no, though. It's all speculation at this point because we don't have any insider information. But I'm going to say no for now because it doesn't feel like it's heading in the right direction from what I've heard. It just feels like they're still kind of pretty far apart. So maybe there just needs to be more time,
Yeah, it's real interesting for sure. And, you have to wonder what is going to happen. It's certainly mind-boggling as a Star Wars fan, mind twisting to kind of think about it, saying, hey, is she going to come back? What are all the implications if she does? And then as a collector, and like Lael was saying, that ending scene from The Mandalorian season 2, you kind of want that piece. So a lot of stuff we're going to have to, keep an eye on for sure. You have to wonder what my number 9 is, but putting this super chat up from Pib on the screen. Thank you so much, Pib, for the $5 drop. Says, what do you think we'll get for the 40th anniversary? And I got Hunter, beautiful figure. Now I want the first Bad Batch. Well, Hunter, I'll tell you, I've got Echo, and I'm going to be getting, the figure's just unbelievable. And I'm chomping at the bit to finally pay off, my Hunter, and I'd get him in. And I mean, the Echo figure is just so darn good. I just can't wait for all of these. And I cannot wait to get that Hunter. So I'm sure. Congratulations to you on that. What are we going to get for the 40th? Well, I'll tell you this, there, Pip. Maybe there may be some 40th figures in this top 10 female list. We'll have to see. But thank you so much for the $5 drop. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to go. Let's see. Let's go to Will first on this one.
Oh, okay.
Number 9. And it's kind of funny because Lael brought this up in a different version earlier.
Wow.
So I was thinking Bo-Katan, they want to use that head sculpt again. You're right, Will. She is selling very, very well. I have been keeping an eye on it. Why not a battle damage version? There's going to be some battles with Mandalore in The Mandalorian season 3, Will. But even what Lael was talking about earlier, in one way or another, whether it's battle damage or another Bo-Katan, I really think that this is coming, regardless if you have that one still in stock, which I actually don't think that one or the Echo or the Hunter, like I was saying earlier, is going to be in there all too long, those figures. This one's just so fantastic, beautiful. But what do you think about this? Whether it's battle damage or the other rumor that Leia was talking about, where her hair is different and maybe she has different armor from the armor. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a really good question too, Aries. I would say that overall, I'm with you guys that I do think you're definitely going to get a Bo-Katan from season 3 of Mando. It just depends how many and which version. Maybe, Aries, what they do is they give you another Bo-Katan and they give you swappable battle damage parts. That could be something like they do, like with Darth Vader, for example, where you have the swappable parts that you can interchange, or even like an Iron Man like the Mark 7 where you can swap on different armor parts. Because, most of these figures use Velcro to, secure the armor onto the body, the flight suit. So if that's the case, you could give swappable parts that are battle damage that you could Velcro on and just interchange them pretty easily. I think that would be really nice. And like you said, Aries, like you referred, you referenced that Bo-Katan is selling well. She seems to be doing pretty well. She's holding a good spot on the bestsellers list, like in the top 15 or so. She's doing pretty well. So, and that's despite the fact that people have complained about the body and the single jointed elbows and all that, and how hard she is to pose. So, and despite all that, people still love the figure and love the character. And you're right, Aries, there's going to be some battles here, whether it's with Din Djarin or someone else. There's going to be some battles that Bo-Katan is involved in here. And like Lael referenced, the fact that she's in the Empire magazine, she's going to be a very important character this season. She's going to be more important by far than she has been in any other season thus far. I think this is going to be a very heavy Bo-Katan season. She's going to be right there with Mando quite often. So I think, whether she's his adversary or his teammate, we'll see. But I think at the end of the day, she's going to be very important to this season. And I think you're going to get another Bo-Katan figure guaranteed. I don't even think it's a question. You're going to get another one. They're going to milk this Mando line for everything that it has. And they should. I mean, because Mando is, there's a lot of good things coming out. Andor was I really loved Andor, but Mando is so much more popular. Mando's popularity really brought Star Wars back. Fun. Yeah, man. Honestly, Star Wars owes Mando a huge debt. Because after the sequels, as much as I love the sequels, a lot of people didn't. It was very divisive and it didn't leave Star Wars in a good place. Then Mando comes along and it's like the perfect prescription. And everyone's like, I love Star Wars again. And that's what happened. And then now that's why you have a million Grogus, Lael, because, they know that, that Mando, and that's why Star Wars was like, well, we could have Grogu go off with Luke, but then we wouldn't be able to milk Grogu for all these seasons. They probably knew. They were like, we want to keep him with Mando. People like this dynamic and they want to keep it rolling. So, but battle damage Bo-Katan, I think that would be dope. I think that's a very high possibility. Yeah.
Well, and what I'm going to do is every time I go to someone new on the panel, I'm going to put up the next number so we can move along. But feel free to talk about this one. I'm going to go to Lael next.
Yeah.
Lael, my number 8, and feel free to talk about this one as well.
Okay.
I'm going to put this up. Sabrine Wren. And I'm going to put her up on here. What do you think about Sabrine Wren with the Battle of Mandalore here and that possibility we could actually get this Mandalorian?
So I will say this, and because I'm gonna go to this figure in a minute with Katie Sackhoff. Definitely, I think we're going to get a different iteration of that figure. Of that character, having her in my collection, even with the restraint of the body itself, it's still a beautiful piece to have in your collection, and it did not hinder any type of posing for me, especially workarounds, being able to do it, a certain way. It's an amazing piece to have. If you are on the fence about it, get off the fence and get it. Like the head sculpt up close is incredible as well. I mean, again, if you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, it's such a beautiful piece to have. And on top of that, she, rubbed my back. She's gonna do it again in April. So yeah, I had to rub that in because Jay's on the panel. So I'm just gonna make sure I keep doing that. I'm just literally, yeah. But no, but with Sabine Wren though, like literally, high possibility. It just depends on whether or not they're going to save her for Ahsoka. But I would bet, and I kind of gauge this a certain way, because if you make the announcement that Sabine Wren is going to already be in Ahsoka, right? So we already know the actress portraying that role. Right. We know her. It's not a hidden thing. We know that we're going to see her. It's been highly publicized. She was at celebrations in May. She was already there. You know what I mean? So again, we know that she's going to be there. I would not be surprised, especially considering the simple fact that this is the Battle of Mandalore, bro. It is not out of the realm of possibility. And definitely we could actually see it in preparation for, because they can reveal it, right? They can reveal it now, and then we not get that figure until closer to the time of Ahsoka, because it's going to take about a year and a half to get it anyway. So they can reveal it now, and definitely we could see it. However, whatever the iteration is going to be, so it is definitely out of the realm of possibility. I think it will actually happen. I know she too will be at Celebration, so that gives me a leg up over Jay eventually when she comes back stateside.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So definitely, man. I mean, I do definitely think that this is going to happen, man. It might happen. But again, it's teacher's own. But I think it's a beautiful piece. And that armor, bro. When I saw this, you almost scared the shit out of me just now because I thought this went up for pre-order. So while I was talking to you, like literally, I was looking, man. Like,
it's be wicked, dude.
Yeah, like I was like, because this looks like a hot toy right now, bro. That's what this looks like, and it looks incredible. But yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely see, bro. We'll see, but it's just going to be exciting, man.
Well, let's go to my next one. I'm going to go to Brent with you this one. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Okay, so number 7 for me. Now. I know I know it's funny to put this up, but here's the thing, guys. The actress who played her is confirmed for season 3 of The Mandalorian. So is it possible, Brett, as we're
she's
talking
popular
about
character
Melky,
too?
Yeah, I think she's coming.
I think you could make
that picture.
Confirmed to come back. I mean, if the actress is coming back, this character is for sure coming back. So they're weaving her back into the story in some capacity. So I certainly can see this figure being made. I mean, Hot Toys just made the Quill, which obviously is not a human character. So they are able and have proven that they can make an alien head sculpt, and that's what this particular figure will certainly require. Will it just be a standalone? Will it come with some sort of an accessory bigger than it, or will it with Quill you get the blurg to go with it? Will you need to have something else to go with this figure, or will it be just fine on its own? Who knows? But
Grogu,
absolutely 100%. Yeah,
you're gonna get more Grogu's with
put a Grogu with it. Yeah, I mean, it's just I think clearly this is something that is on a list somewhere at Hot Toys, and that they will be revealing at some point here before the end of this year. Yep.
All right, let's go to number 7. Jay, this is a hard one. So before you say yes or no, I'm pulling this up, and we talked about this too, but so she's in stock. And that's the hard thing. But this is number 6 for me. But I get the feeling that something happening here. She was in the book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
And I don't know. I thought we were going to get her for that. And maybe we still will. But she's obviously in the trailer for The Mandalorian season 3. And who knows what could happen emotional-wise, death of a character-wise, a reason to take off a helmet, a reason for the actor, or in this case, the actress to get, screenplay. You know that she's in there. I don't know. I'm putting this down as number 6. Like, it's really likely we could get another one, even though we've got we got so many of the Beskar Mandos, and we're getting the other Mando and more Mandos coming. So what do you think about this?
It really depends on what happens with her story and what happens in the show. I think we can definitely get her figure. The actress, I can forget her name, that plays the character, is very, very beautiful and very well known from Supernatural fandom. So I can see it if her character dies, or a helmet, or she has to, after giving Boba Fett a whole bunch of shit about removing her helmet, she ends up having to move her helmet because she's damaged, or injured badly or something like that. It really depends on where they go with the character for them to make another one. But I think this one is still around. So as long as this one is still sitting, I can't see them really going to back and make another one, unless something really big happens with her character in the show. But outside of that, and that leads me to say I don't think we'll get anything from her anytime soon. Because this one is readily available and it's an exclusive. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
Joker J says the Frog Lady needs to be a 2-pack.
Man.
And Char the Unicorn goes, "This is the way."
Yeah.
Well, Lael, I'm going to go to you with the next one, but feel free to comment on this. But the next one is going to be, as I remove this banner, and this, I really think that this one's coming. Same with female characters.
Possibility. Go back to the armor real quick. I think that we could possibly get another one. And that just depends because you did make references to something, Jay. What if for some particular reason we see a complete retooling of the Mandalore myth and that she does for some reason take her helmet off? Like if she basically, if there's a thing where the religion itself is set back and maybe Din Djarin reveals something about the Mandalore that needs to be addressed, and that again it could be one of those situations where we do get a reveal of who she is and actually her lineage, and so it could be, you never really know. If that happens, we might get a 2.0 version of this figure. It's just yet to be seen. I don't know if that would happen, but because I was just not looking at this piece, man, and I was looking at the wrist. Does this have a wrist? Does this particular version on here have a wrist peg? Does
I don't have this figure.
See, I have this figure, and it doesn't have a. I have two of them, as a matter of. Well, technically one. It's just that Toya made me put it on here, but yeah, this looks like when they did this. I'm still upset about that they didn't give us. But anyway, but besides that, though, we could definitely get a second one. I mean, a second version, a more updated version, and we'll see how that is. But I mean, I enjoy it. I love the piece. Having it in my collection is incredible. As far as this particular character, that's going to be funny because again, we could, and here's the thing: we know that we know that she's been highly integral to all seasons, pretty much every season. Almost every season, right? So again, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if they do decide to give us this. Hell, they've given us the droid pack that we got, from the scene that we've seen with the N1 Starfighter. Right. We have everything from that. Why not give us this? And we're going to see her again. You know what I mean? So it would be so dope to give us this particular character. If it's available, I wouldn't put it past. And I like these one-off figures, man. I would get it because it's just a one-off option. You know what I mean? So I would definitely get it for my collection. I can see something like that happening, but I don't know. We just have to see how it works going forward, man. I don't know. But I think it's going to be, if anything, if it happens, I mean, it's yet to be seen. Hopefully it has like a, the hair is going to, if it's sculpted, that's going to be funny as hell, bro. Like literally, it's going to be funny as hell because when I look at this picture right here, she looks just like Joe Pesci, man. For real. She does. She looks like Joe Pesci, bro, from, don't she, bro? From My Cousin Vinny. She looks just like Joe Pesci, bro.
I think she looks like Kevin Cronin, the lead singer of REO Speedwagon.
Yeah. You made a funny.
I'm waiting for
she does.
Longer to start breaking out.
Yeah, man, like definitely. But I mean, if they did, I'd probably get it as a one-off piece. You know what I mean? Because that would be incredible.
Well, they're already making accent figures, right? They've got the R5D4, they got the pit droids, right?
And that set hasn't come out yet, right? That pit,
no,
okay, cool.
But it's been discussed. So
yeah. That'd be dope. And we know R5 is going to be important, so you know what I mean. And I'm glad they are making R5 important. I'm really glad. It's about time, man. Definitely.
Boba Fettuccine asks, has there ever been a 2.0 that came out where there was a 1.0 was still available in abundance? Well, it's a good
Mando.
point. But Mando, basically with the armor,
That's a
the
really
massive
good point,
difference.
actually.
Mando,
Yeah,
because
best
me and
Mando's
Will
in
was
stock.
pissed.
Bro, we were
Bro,
hot about that
We
one.
were
Yeah.
so hot about it and didn't end up getting it.
Yeah,
That's the
and it's a
crazy
beautiful
part, bro.
figure.
Like, it's a decent piece to have in your collection. But yeah, man,
Mhm.
like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely it just depends on how successful it is. They gave it They gave us a 2.0 of the Mark 85 Iron Man version with the new head sculpt. They did do that. You know what I mean? So we've seen a 2.0 done, you know, with certain figures while the other one is still released. So you never know. It could happen. It's in the realm of possibility.
All right, Will, we're getting ready to we're gonna go to you the
Yeah.
next one. So
All right.
this one's very high on my list. I'm gonna give you my reasons why.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think every time
Yeah.
I've been on here, you've mentioned this one, dude. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Hell
and
yeah,
here's
bro.
my thoughts.
Hell yeah, man.
That Padmé, the way things are going, it's wave 2. She's going to be up on pre-order till what? June, May to July. She's going to be up there for quite a bit. But then this year, it's going to be on wait list. And you have to wonder. See, I have to say it like that. Are we going to get another one? It could be. I will. I'm going to make this hard for you.
Yeah.
Because it could be this one, or if you want to make an argument, it could be crap. Any of. I mean, she has so damn many outfits.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even funny. So whatever one it could be, it could be. But what do you think?
That's Aries, dude. Could you imagine if they did that? Because this would be like a C-3PO situation all over again. Because
Right.
everyone would be like, "Oh, we want a hot toy C-3PO," and then they announce it, like, "But not that one. That's not the one." And that's what's gonna happen with Padmé. Like everyone wants a Queen Amidala, then they'll make the one to the left with the brown dress, which some people would still like. They would still want it, but it's not Queen Amidala. They would really want that one. Aries, I think it's gonna be the Queen Amidala outfit. I think that's the one that it's gonna be. I would put it at maybe like a 60% chance, 60 to 65%. I think it's going to happen eventually. I think it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of a win, really. I think it's eventually going to happen because the Padmé, the one that they did announce, sold very well so far. It was top of the bestsellers for pre-orders for a while.
That's a great point.
Padmé is very popular. She was outselling Anakin. So
I'll be honest with you, Will. I mean, honestly, do you think that this version of her would be up at number 1 more than the Attack of the Clones version?
See, that's a really good question. It
It's a
might
good
be
question.
because it's a cooler looking outfit. It's probably a more striking figure on your shelf.
Hot Toys
I don't know
would
if it's
kill
iconic
this.
look, but you know.
Yeah, they would kill this though.
Right,
Like
they
Hot
would.
Toys.
I think if you're gonna have one Padmé though, it's a tough question because this one's probably more. It pops more on your shelf. But if you're gonna have one Padmé and you're just gonna have the iconic look, it would probably be the other one. But this one is still beautiful, and if you love Padmé like as much as Leia does, and a lot of people do, then you probably get both of these. So, but I think Aries, this Hot Toys would kill this. You're right. I hope on the list. By the way, Dark Side Ray. That's the one I really want to see. So we're gonna see if that one's on there.
Well, you have to wonder. My top 3. We're gonna go to Jay with this one.
So anyway, but yeah,
All right, Queen Amidala number 4, number 3, Jay. Jay. It's the 20th anniversary, Jay, of the Clone Wars. Jay.
Ooh.
Please tell me good news, baby.
Yes. I see it happening. I do. But when? That's the thing. But when?
It's the anniversary this year. They got
Man.
They gotta drop it. They gotta drop it. They gotta drop it.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, boy. Ooh, if they did this, I swear to God, I would sell everything. You don't know how much I honestly love Asajj Ventress, bro. I love this. Literally, I love the character. That statue, I told you, Will, statue form.
Yep.
It is it is the number one figure that I have in my, I mean, number one statue I have in my collection. That's how beautiful it is. I love the story arc. Definitely, man. We have to get this piece. We have to get this piece. It is the 20th anniversary of Clone Wars. I think it's coming. I honestly think it's coming. I do think it is coming, and it is going to be worth it. I cannot wait for this piece, man. Like literally, yeah. It's definitely got to happen, bro. It does.
I agree. It has to happen at some point this year. Man, but it's just so much other stuff that's coming out, and I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't know. I want it, but I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Speak it into existence, bro.
Speak it into existence.
It will happen. It'll happen.
Thank you.
All right, who's ready for number 2?
Let's do it.
Will, since you mentioned it, I'm going to let you do number 2. Are you ready?
Dude. Dopo, baby. Dopo.
Oh my God, Dopo.
Yeah,
oh
bro.
my God.
Dude. Well, Aries, you've been saying it for a while, I think, as a Toy Fair exclusive. Make it a Toy Fair exclusive.
Well, and look, all these, I mean, you can't, I mean, honestly, tell me this. They already have this head sculpt, right? I mean, it's so easy to do this outfit.
Yeah.
Would they sell? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
3,000 of these, like the Arena Suit Boba Fett. Is it possible to sell 3,000? I mean, it's easy sell. If you're
especially
just
if you make it
that
exclusive.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you make it exclusive, it will sell. I can see this being like another Dark Side Anakin situation.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple years from now, once again. But I can see that. Definitely.
Yeah. The thing, I guess you'd have to do the teeth, though, would be the question. Because, you know, I don't know if you have to give 2 head sculpts or give a swappable. I don't know if you give a swappable
2
mouth.
head sculpts.
Yeah. There would have to be.
One relaxed and one with the teeth.
Yeah.
Or
there probably have to be.
They could jip us and not actually give us the teeth, which would kind of.
Right. That would kind of cheapen it a little bit.
But,
but does Disney have the final say in if they're
maybe
allowed to make any more sequel figures? Because if they're going to make this one, where's my Poe Dameron?
Right. That's true. That's fair.
Baby. Where's
an Emperor from episode 9 would have been.
I know we're not
good,
talking about dude figures right now, but how do I not have a Poe Dameron in my collection with the sequel figures? I love this figure, but I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen anything new come from the sequel trilogy in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the crypt. Oscar Isaac was in the crypt. It was teased. He even did a photo, Brent, you know, at Secret Base, I think it was, holding one of the Sith troopers or whatever the heck it was from Hot Toys. I'm telling you, I think now that there's been a lot of healing, you know, we talked about healing earlier in the show, right? There's been some healing thanks to Favreau and Filoni, what they did with the sequels. And to put out a Poe Dameron, that's a great comment there. To sell 1,500 of him, or as many as the Chrome Clone Trooper. How many people have a Finn? Or have a freaking a Leia from The Last Jedi, or one of the Lukes, or one of the Harrison Fords, or even Chewie's from The Force Awakens. I mean, right there you sell a couple thousand Oscar Isaacs. And they're probably going to use him for other stuff from Disney, right, guys? I mean, I don't know. I think that one could happen. Low quantities make it happen. Low quantities.
Even with this Rey figure, like Rey historically, like a lot of, I think with the exception of The Last Jedi Rey usually comes with a lot of shit. She comes with a lot of accessories. So if you cut back on some of those accessories, you give it a cloak, you give her 2 head sculpts, I think they could fit it in with another head sculpt with the teeth, like we were saying, and a more relaxed, neutral expression. And, you know, bundle it up for all about, you know, $275, $280 and make it an exclusive. I think they can do that. I think I think that's more likely than other stuff, honestly.
It's just a matter of whether or not they deem it being too late Because the thing is that when the opportunity was there, they should have did that because that would have lit up
Yeah.
like a fire, bro. Like literally
Yeah.
like a fireball. And I don't understand like literally why it hasn't been done. Like literally, but it would have been dope if they would have did it, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at a
Yeah.
lot of the comments in here. A lot of people would go for a Poe Dameron and Dark Side Ray. All right, guys, let's go to number one, which we could all briefly comment as we close the show. And for me, this is 100% lock. Whether the Hot Toys Wizard would override the Dark Jedi in this or not, which I'm pretty sure this is a lock for him too. I am pretty sure in one form or another, with the 40th of Return of the Jedi, we are going to get Princess Leia
Yes.
in 2023.
Yes.
Now, here's the question.
Which
one are we getting? Because I know we've talked about this and some people are kind of changing their tune on it. I really want this bounty hunter disguise.
Yeah.
I really also want the this one. I know that photo's sick, right? I really want this. But you have to wonder. And let's go to you first, Jay. One way that they could put this into, even though we think that they could just do it, I think it's more in the name. If they're calling it more appropriate now, Prisoner Leia, Hutslayer Leia, much more. I think that was a problem. Never a problem that she's in this outfit. But can you even imagine? We did get a 2-pack of Tamora Morrison, where he was in his garbs on the sands at Tatooine, and then he's in his armor. Is it possible that they could kind of sneak this in where it's like, here's an exclusive Leia 2-pack to commemorate Return of the Jedi. Here's your Leia Bouche with the helmet and head sculpt. Here's also the Prisoner Leia. You get 2. It's a 2-pack to celebrate Carrie Fisher, to celebrate the 40th of Return of the Jedi, and you get them both in a 2-pack. I was actually thinking about that this week, and I thought, you know what? What a great way to slide this in here. Go ahead, baby.
That would be, my head would literally explode, and it would be no more brother cousins. That's great. I would buy that for a couple of dollars. Seriously, that would be great. But you know what? I was just looking up Quill and the Blurred, and then I started to think that sideshow Jabba is damn good. Real nice piece. About $700. Damn good piece. What a good way to give us a Jabba the Hutt with Hutslayer Leia. Have them together as a 2-pack.
Man, I know.
I think people would pay $650 for that. Easy.
I would pay $1,050 for it.
Yeah, easy.
I literally would.
Easy would pay for that. So
pay
I
the
think
$300 for the Leia, $700 for the job. I'd do it.
Absolutely. People would. I think they would do it. And I think that's the way to go. I know in this economy, it's kind of hard because that is a lot of money. And I don't know how they look at Star Wars over there. And we all know how Rashan loves Star Wars, but they may look at it like, but it's an old property. Are people really going to pay for, a 40-year-old movie for that? But I think for them making the announcement, and if it's any indication how they went with the prequels and how they went with the Attack of the Clones line, I really think they're going to go in on this Return of the Jedi line. And I think this will be a way to come out with guns blazing, doing a 2-pack of these two right here. That would just be amazing. I feel like I'm always talking about 2-packs on here because I love a good 2-pack. I just love a good value, having one big figure that in Jabba, he can be damn near can be a power pose. You don't need too many. You don't need to get too much innovation with that. Give us a good sculpt, a big piece of hunk of plastic. We good. Put all the work into Carrie Fisher in that outfit. It will be beautiful. And you're right, that'll be a way to slide her in there. But even your idea to get the Bosch Leia and the prisoner Leia together as a 2-pack, and have some type of commemorative box and have something, some write up with Carrie Fisher in it. Beautiful set. Kind of, if this was Hot Toys of old, I would say yes, they're going to definitely do that. But in today's world, I don't know. I think a Bosch Leia by itself would be the way to go. I think that's more likely than any of the other things.
You know what's interesting? Well, I'm going to go to you with the next on this as we close this. And shout out to my friend Victoria from Victoria's Cantina, who interviewed Hasbro and asked them about Prisoner Leia or Huttslayer Leia. They said that there's no ban to be able to put out this figure. There's no ban from Disney on the figure itself, which is real interesting. And we're going to be having Victoria out here over the next couple of weeks as well. We look forward to that. But I really think the issue, Lael, would be more on if Howard and Hot Toys would put out a figure like this. But I feel like if they're going to grow with the times, or maybe maybe there's a first time for anything. I think that's my hang up on this, if anything. But I think it's possible. I think we're going to get one or the other, whether it's one type of Return of the Jedi Leia. But I'd love to get this one. I feel like that this was the most memorable Leia for me as a kid, Lael, from Return of the Jedi.
You know what? And I don't want to dance around it, so I'm just going to say what it is, bro. Like, in the times that we're living right now, I think there would be backlash if they did that, bro. Honestly, I think there would. I mean, because there would be some people complaining about, again, they want to move ahead of, how women were overly sexualized, on film and stuff like that. And we know what we want to see, but I don't know if they want to kind of step in that arena. And I don't even know if Disney wants to allow them, because that's in representation of them, their product. You release this figure, then it puts that Disney stamp on the box. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. It would be, it would be, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, that is the Leia that we know, one of the most iconic looks, almost up there with the New Hope. But I don't know.
It's hard.
Leo has a point. Anytime a bag of candy gets canceled, I mean,
yeah, bro. Like, it's just weird.
It's hard,
like,
yeah.
It's so weird. Like, it's incredibly crazy. Had this been a few years ago, had this been like, early, 2014, 2013, they could have gotten away with it. It wouldn't have been a problem. But now we're just living in a different time zone where people are just like, yeah. They complain about everything. Everything becomes more of an issue. And it's not to say that they're right or wrong, but I just know that where it would actually fall. You know what I mean? How it would actually be. So again, it definitely depends. How they could get away with it, though, honestly, is if they did give us the disguise version and just have swappable clothes to say whether or not you want to do that, or you can have this version. You know what I mean? So they could probably get away with it that way. I'm not saying that they will, but I'm just saying that it's just going to be crazy, man. Like, as much as we want to see it, I just don't know. It's hard to really put into that level, that perspective on whether or not, it's something that they would do. Like, it's so hard to say. Like, it really, really is, man. It really is.
It's a tough one. So let's go to Will before we go to Brent. What do you think? I mean, I feel like we're going to get a Leia no matter what.
Right.
I think Leia brings up a good point, though. Could we have swappable clothes? I don't know how often Hot Toys has done that, but that would be great if it's like I would say a 2-pack. Jay was mentioning, come with Jabba. Maybe a DX where it's like, hey, you can take this jacket off or take this off. She has this underneath, or you can have this on. You got the swappable helmet. I mean, could they do something like that, Will?
Maybe it's possible. I think I'm with Leo on this one, though. I just think it's very unlikely. I think at this point, like I said, in the culture that we live in, the social climate that we live in, where we're, becoming more aware of these things and just trying to, I guess progress. I would say that overall this figure, dude, I think at one point a third party company did make this. So I think this is more of a third party figure. I don't think that this is, because for one, I think Leia raised a good point, or Aries or someone. I don't think Disney would want this to be made. Like I think that would be the question. And even if they did, Hot Toys would have to consider that and be like, I think there would be a market for it. Let's be real. Like, I mean, I think, even if, there are a lot of figure collectors out there maybe who love Leia and some that would collect this for other reasons, right? So, if we're just pointing out the obvious here, then I think there would be a market for it. I think they could probably move this figure. But I do think at the end of the day, is that going to be a good decision? Like, like even something as simple as like Boba Fett's ship changing the name. Right. Stuff like that. Yeah. Like they're even doing stuff like that. So, if you think about something like that, this is a real stretch because this is far, more questionable to a lot of people than that was. So, and I would say that, I feel like, I don't personally, I don't think this gets made. I'm not going to say impossible, but I would say highly unlikely. I just got to put myself in the shoes of Disney here and Hot Toys. And I think,
and they're really sensitive, man. Like Disney is really sensitive with that type of stuff, bro. Right. And keep this in mind, Lo, if it was the old regime, if it was Chapek, possible. But we're talking about Big Papa Iger, who doesn't allow certain things. No. You know what I mean? So I don't. It's as much as, again, social climate, they want to keep everything kind of contained and they don't want to have the problems. But Aries, I'm going to share something with you really quick if you can actually bring this up, because this is a figure we haven't talked about yet, bro. If you can bring that one up for me. This is something that I think that we would definitely we could see.
All right, let me add this.
So this one right here, I think that we could definitely see this, bro. Like, honestly,
this is a Toy Fair exclusive.
This is a Toy Fair exclusive, bro. It is like definitely a piece that I can see.
Leia, did you make this?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
see
dude.
This is one of the Jedi that escaped Order 66.
This is a Grail.
This is the Jedi that took Grogu.
Yeah, they took Grogu. Like, we could definitely see this piece, man.
This is third party Anakin
going on there.
Look at how happy and cozy he is.
I think people would dopo this. People would dopo. Yeah, this is
I would definitely dopo this.
This would be something that I think that they could.
That's actually not bad. I've never looked better.
This would be dope, like straight up. So I think this is coming. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a Toys Fair exclusive. And when you get it, like when you open up the box, at the bottom of the box, when we have like those inserts with the cardboard cutout, it's going to have some free passes and actually some free vouchers for Olive Garden. So definitely, I think that would
be... Dude, someone should bring a copy of this photo to SDCC. If you approach me with this photo, I will sign it for you. I'll sign it for you and give it to you.
Straight up, they will.
It'll be the best thing you have in your collection, I promise.
Oh my God, that is just absolutely incredible.
That's amazing.
Oh, so ending it on what an incredible show. What a top 10. I think it's no question we're getting a Leia. Great points. I'll take the Bosch Leia.
Yeah.
Just give me another Leia. But more possible we get Prisoner Leia, or I know that this is not a female, but I just got to bring it up since we just brought Jedi Will.
Jedi Will. That's actually a perfect name for the figure.
I'd love to get this.
Right, I'll see you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long.
And it's come on, man. You give us a blur, you can definitely give us that, man.
You can definitely give us that.
You give us that, yeah. You can give us that, bro, all day. Like,
dude, can you imagine how many shows would freaking be like? Just putting out stuff like that is like great marketing for them. Will, Brett, Jay. I mean, they put out a Tauntaun. Imagine if they do it like this. If I was in their marketing and they were going to put this out, just put out a Tauntaun with no figure. Just put out the damn Tauntaun, and then every show is going to talk about it for like a month. And everyone will be like, where's the figures?
Well, Sideshow made one 12 years ago, a 1/6 scale Tauntaun. But it's great.
It's
really
great.
nice.
But Brent,
don't get it anymore. It's like $2,000 on the secondary market if you want to get one.
It's hot. But imagine after a month they put out the freaking Han.
Yeah.
And didn't put out the Luke, and then you talk about Han for another month, then Will. Then they put out Luke a month later. So 3 months of I mean, that's a lot of marketing.
They could definitely do it.
Absolutely.
Man.
We shall see.
But I don't think, Will, that would sell as much as Jedi will.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, Jedi Will would
Somebody-
probably go to the number 1 spot.
Joker
yeah.
J put Lady Slayer Will.
That's actually perfect. Actually.
Well,
I
listen, guys.
would take Jedi Will and put the Leia Slayer
Oh my
costume on him, and then have him trying to choke Jabba the Hutt. In my That's what I would.
That would actually be perfect. Number 1 on the bestsellers, baby.
Well, listen, guys, we went a little bit over 17 minutes over the time. I do appreciate it today. Here's how we're going to end it now. I've been ending it. I have the 16 Scale Man Lael's channel in the video description below the link. I have Brother Cousins toy reviews in the video description below the link. I have Will Foxification, his channel within the video description as well. Listen, all you that are in here, make sure you subscribe to the 16 Scale Man, his channel in here. Show your love. Make sure you subscribe to Brother Cousins Jay. Show your love as well. And also Will Foxification. What outstanding channels that they have here. So many different shows. They all got their big shows that they have on during the week. Make sure you subscribe to these guys. I don't have the link to the Star Wars Newsman, but soon, someday, we'll get Brett to start something up.
I like contributing and hanging out with you guys and helping you guys on your platform. So for now, I'm just glad to be a part of this team and this family with you guys.
Definitely, bro. Welcome.
Well,
That's awesome. Man.
Definitely, man. Always.
Really, guys. And I thank you so much for being on the 6 Scale Raw. And again, don't forget to subscribe to everyone here. Always when I go live, every one of these guys, the link to their channels is within the video description there. You got the 16 Scale Man, 16 Scale Man channel, awesome channel. Brother Cousins Toy Reviews, awesome channel. And Will Foxification. You're interested in anything Hot Toys, anything 6 Scale, statues, all kinds of stuff, Star Wars, Marvel, everything. Do that.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. Spotchka. I
See you
don't
later.
always buy it.
Peace
Stay
out. Man.
thirsty. Peace.